Hi, this is Islamic Dad here. If you like this channel, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Today I'm going to do a check-in on, just how I'm doing. I haven't done one in a while, and I find it interesting to kind of see how things progress over time. So it's been about 6.5 months since the breakup. I was hoping that after the court case and all that type of stuff finished, that I would have some closure. And I did have some closure. And then after that, I thought, well, after I get the restitution check from the court, that I'll have some closure. And I had a little bit more closure. But still, to be perfectly honest, I'm, just over 6 months out, and things are rough, a lot rougher than I thought they would be at this point. Honestly, in some ways, I think things are rougher now than they might have been 3 months ago. I think that my mind is doing that trick where a lot of the painful memories are starting to soften, and that it kind of clears the way to going back to the good ones. And I think that that's part of it, but not the whole problem. For me, just the way my brain works, I am a puzzle solver. And so the whole issue of narcissism, what the hell happened in my relationships, it's one of those things where it's just, I need to figure it out. It's a compulsion. I'm not going to say if that's healthy or not. I'm just saying that's the way I'm wired. And I've learned a lot about narcissism over the past 6 months. And I feel like I have a much better idea of what happened, what's going on, kind of how narcissists work, day to day. But it's all very surface level. And I may have talked in a previous video, I'm not a stoic. I wish I was, but I'm not. I want to know what's going on inside other people's heads. I want to know their motivations for doing things. Kind of their fears, their goals. It's hard for me to just view people as mindless robots. That's just not the way my brain works. So where I'm going with that is that that's true even for narcissists, and in particular my ex-girlfriend, the covert narcissist. And so I've tried to learn more about kind of how the mind of a narcissist works, and I've done some videos on that. And as if you've watched those, and I know I was shocked when I learned this stuff. The way their mind works is bizarre. Like they, you hear this phrase projection. I don't know if that was originally from Freud or Jung, but that's how narcissists live. I mean, they are just perpetually projecting, these thoughts, feelings, fears, and hopes out into the world, and then reacting to the projections. And that's why a lot of the time they'll do and say crazy things. And when you look at them in the eyes, they're being completely sincere. I mean, that aspect is very strange. But again, I'm glad that I've learned that as time has gone on. It kind of gives me, again, more of an insight into what happened to me. I've gone a step further, and I'm kind of revisiting and trying to learn more about what the childhood was like that created the narcissist, and what it was like, to some extent, to be that child, and to kind of make that leap to having the mask, the narcissist persona as the coping mechanism. And then kind of how, the familial environment where the neglect, the judgment, finger, pointing, shame, etc., was, continued to be focused on the child, and the mask was reinforced, and that just kind of grew, over time. And the freaky part is that, as I've dived deeper into it, for the most part, psychologists believe that really happens at about the age of 24 months. That is freaky to me. Again, like, I'm a father of 2 kids, and the idea of neglecting a 24-month-old to the point that that's their coping mechanism, like that's the direction that they go in, that's frightening. And for all you people that are like, nature versus nurture, and, there's a predisposition, blah, 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 go shove your opinion up your butt. The fact remains that if the parents did their GD job and loved their children, we wouldn't have so many damn narcissists as adults. There, I said it. Truth hurts, but there it is. So, getting back. But, where it's gotten difficult is that I've, made the mistake of, as I've learned more about the childhood and the family circumstances that create the narcissist, I've started having more sympathy and empathy for my ex-girlfriend as a child, and kind of, seeing her grow up and that mask solidify into becoming her, false self, or whatever you want to call it. And, that's a bad place to be, because it is dangerous. I am not exaggerating, and I'm sure there's people out there that have this, situation. There may be narcissists that have tried to kill you, or have tried to do serious physical, emotional damage to you, destroyed your life, hurt you, etc. It is not safe for you to have empathy or sympathy for those monsters. And I mean that literally. You cannot let your guard down around those people, because they will see the opportunity to attack, and they will. So again, like, I know I'm treading dangerous ground in having part of me that is empathetic, sympathetic to my narcissistic abuser. And it's a weird place to be, but at the same time, I do want to learn as much as I can, including, how narcissists are formed. But also, thankfully, at least for me, I'm in a position where it's literally against the law for us to have contact with each other. I have a protection order in place, court issued. So I'm safe in that respect, for now. And so I can go ahead and, have some sympathy, some empathy and stuff for the child. And there's no real risk of danger at this time. But again, it makes me feel weird to have these conflicting emotions and conflicting perspectives, honestly, on the subject. And so, I do have to remind myself, like, okay, this is for knowledge, even if, and having empathy to gain that knowledge is that's okay, that's fine. But at the same time, I have to be rational and prioritize my own safety, period. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at now, and it's just been rough lately. But again, where I'm going with all that is because it's kind of my own damn fault. The one thing that I would add is that I've read more and more about other people that have gone through all this and kind of written about their experiences, and kind of the numbers that I keep hearing from people is about 18 months. Yeah, that they're basically saying like, yeah, the first 6 months, even a year, you're still going to be reminiscing. You're still going to be ruminating. And that will taper off. And it's not, at least the numbers I've been reading are, it's not until about 18 months where you wake up in the morning and they're not the first thing on your mind. And you go to bed at night and they're not the last thing on your mind. And so for me, I'm looking forward to that because, I'm still, 6 months, and yeah, it's kind of rough. So hopefully this video's been helpful. Thanks.